welcome to another Betfred Sports video right here in the Quest Media Network studio. Now, we've got something a little bit different today. Peter's got the latest in terms of transfer news. The Jesus deal to Arsenal, pretty much there or thereabouts, but the other three big ones are Ronaldo, Sterling and Richarlison. What can you tell us about these transfers?
Well, we take a lot of money on transfer speculation, and Ronaldo is always in the news. He apparently turned down a deal to join Beckham's team in America, but he was involved in some talks apparently with Chelsea. But anyway, the latest on Ronaldo is that he's 6-1 to join Chelsea, and he's 9-2 to join Bayern Munich. But we're not taking bets on him staying, and that's the most likely scenario.
Well, there you go then. If you fancy Cristiano Ronaldo to make the switch to Chelsea, he's now priced with Betfred at 6-1. What can you tell us about Sterling?
Well, Sterling is much more likely to move. Chelsea have made him their number one target for some time now. In fact, he's odds on. He's 3-10 with Betfred to move to Chelsea. Madrid, who I suspect is his favoured destination, although they're not as hot on him as Chelsea are. Real Madrid, who would be a more suitable destination as far as City are concerned, because they have a reputation for not selling players who they think are going to come back and harm them.
Yeah.
Anyway, Real Madrid are 20-1 with Betfred for Sterling to move before the transfer window ends.
Excellent stuff. I'm just looking at Richarlison from Everton, of course. He played a massive role in helping to keep the Toffees up last season. What can you tell us about him?
Well, players of his magnitude don't often hang around that long at Everton, and he is an excellent player, holding up play so well. He's a target of Spurs, Chelsea and again Real Madrid. Spurs are the favourites 11-8, and with Betfred, Chelsea 5-2 and Madrid 10-1.
Excellent stuff. Well, there you have it, the latest transfer news with Betfred. And just to recap, if you do fancy Cristiano Ronaldo to move to Chelsea, he's now priced at 6-1. Well, we're going to move into the Women's Euro 2022 competition, which kickstarts next Wednesday. That's the 6th of July, with host England taking on Austria at Old Trafford. Peter, England currently 4-1 with Betfred to win the competition, but just looking at it as a whole, it's going to be a great occasion.
It is. It's the women's game has got its moment in the sun, big time. They have done tremendously well getting this on with the 16 teams from all over Europe competing. England are second favourites at 4-1 behind Spain, 100-30. Holland are 5-1 with Betfred, same price as France, and Germany 7-1. And if you think that Northern Ireland, who are in England's group, will succeed and win the tournament outright, well, they're 66-1 shouts, the same price as Finland. It has got some stake, this tournament, for organising some of the venues of some people are saying they're not big enough venues, such as City's Academy Stadium and the Leeds Sports Village. But I think it's better to have competition where the ground is full. You know, it gives a better impression. And some of the lesser nations are not going to fill Old Trafford, for instance, which I understand will be full for England's first match against Austria, as you say, on July the 6th. The finals at Wembley, that's on July the 31st. And hopefully England will get there.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to see the Three Lions, or the Lionesses, should I say, lift that trophy this year. Well, we're going to move into some Wimbledon news now, because the competition starts today. A lot of excitement surrounding that. Peter, last week's Sports Talk, we were talking about Emma Raducanu and Andy Murray. Andy Murray 40-1 to win the men's this year.
Well, he's drifted now. He's 66-1 to win since you got that news. He's on the slide. That'll be after the draw. Djokovic is now 5-6 to win the men's title. Nadal 7-1. We've had some huge bets on Djokovic in both in London, as it happens. They're just looking here, £6,000 two people have bet when he was at 5-6, so it's odds on, so they'll get the money back and £5,000 if he wins. Raducanu is a 40-1 shot now. she's going to be struggling to match what she did with the US Open, which seems quite a long time ago.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Far. And she's all hopes for Britain are on those two, basically.
Excellent stuff. Well, there you have it, the latest Wimbledon news with Betfred. But we're going to move into some Super League news now, because Salford, who have struggled this season, picked up a massive victory against Wakefield on Sunday. And they're looking ahead to this weekend's fixture. It's a massive one. It's Salford taking on the Warrington Wolves. Those two clubs swap positions at the weekend. Peter, massive victory for Salford.
Yeah, I don't know where that one came from. They got 13 tries in a 74-10 victory against Trinity. Trinity have been struggling, but not struggling that much. They're the bogey team for Warrington, for instance. They're second from bottom now at Wakefield, and as you say, Salford have now overtaken Warrington now on points difference, and those two play each other at the weekend on Sunday, in fact. That'll be a tremendous occasion at the Halliwell Jones Stadium. They're both looking to kick-start the season and get in the top six, which is vital for all clubs in Betfred Super League. So that'll be an amazing occasion there, where they both desperately need that victory as we move into the last third of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully that victory will revitalise the Red Devils and they can kick on this season. Well, we're going to move into some politics news now, because Boris Johnson is now priced at 11-8 with Betfred to be replaced as the Conservative leader in 2022. Peter, the pressure's mounting on him.
Well, the pressure's mounting, but he's still hanging on in there. There's talk of the 22 committee reconvening and changing the leadership rules, the 1922 committee, which will mean that they could have another vote to remove him. But we expected a lot of movement over the weekend when the Sunday papers came out, but he's only moved slightly. He's now 11-8 to leave in 2022. And that was from 6-4, so it's only a slight move there. And the Conservative leader to replace him, that's moved quite a lot as well now. Got Penny Mordaunt 6-1, Jeremy Hunt 6-1, Liz Truss 8-1, and Rishi Sunak is 9-1 now. So there's a lot going on in politics at the moment. For the next seats in the general election, the Conservatives are still odds on 4-5 to get the most seats in the next general election. Labour evens.
Brilliant stuff. Interesting times indeed. Well, that just about wraps us up for today's Sports Talk. However, if you do fancy a punt on any of the sport, of course, Wimbledon starts today. Betfred stores are now open, but you can also bet online via their app.